Hello everybody! Welcome to a very special video today. You read that title right. Today we are not analyzing defeat. Oh no. We're analyzing success. Now why are we analyzing success? Why would I change the namesake of arguably the most popular series on my channel? It's because today we're not casting one of my failures, one of my silly blunders. Oh no. Today, we have a game that was submitted to me, which my submission email, if you are unfamiliar with it, is down below in the description. If you want to send me your games, your funny ha-has, for me to look at and potentially make a video of as well, then you should submit them right there. Now, this video was submitted to me by Spritemare, and if you don't know who Spritemare is, you must not play on the site, because he's one of the best players on the site. He's got like 1,700 global ADLO. He's got like a bajillion live ADLO in like every mode. He's won a freaking tournament. He's got a YouTube channel as well, which I will also put down in the description below if you want to go check out his channel. He's very talented, much more talented than myself. And I think for this video, and the reason it's titled the way it is because I am going to exploit his submission just a tad. You see, I am not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Oh, no. We are going to learn from these really good players. His opponent is Neverlocke, a 1300 ELO player who is also extremely good. So this is a very high-rated game. We're not going to see no blundering tactics. We're not going to see any silly missile builds. No. This is the serious. This is the big boy leads. Got the big boys here with their big boy pants on. So we are going to learn, ladies and gentlemen. You see, I've been struggling a little bit on the Jake account. So seeing a Jake mirror piloted by two people who are much better than me on Fog no less, the superior game mode. We all know it's the best game mode. Anything else is just inferior. It's the best way to play Advanced Wars by Web. Vote. This map here is Black Boat Confrontation V2. It's actually one of my favorite Fog maps. It's such an interesting idea. You have kind of this water path around the entire map, which is very, very interesting, and is starting Black Boat that can traverse all the way around it. You have very, very good airports, one right here and one right here, so you have a lot of copters. On this map, you probably want to have like twice the amount of anti-air that you normally do. I'd argue where you would normally build one anti-air, you probably want two. You probably want more anti-air than tanks, if I'm being honest with you. So very interesting in that regard. You have two bases right here and here, and you also have a third base that's locked behind this pipe seam. And you want to break this pipe seam pretty early on. You don't want to break it too early, but you want to break this soon, because otherwise you're going to have like a bunch of infantry clumped up here and just kind of waiting for the Carnival Cruise lines, as Deegis would put it. Now, most players are going to build an artillery to break the pipe seam. I've seen like a few like lower ELO players use like a mech to slowly shoot it. That's very inefficient. You just want to build an artillery. If you're not break the pipe seam, build an artillery. Don't waste a mech's time shooting that thing. It only has 3 ammo. It's going to run out of ammo before it kills pipe seam. You don't have to like reload it on the base, and ain't nobody got time for that. So some of the more common openings on this map are either the aforementioned artillery or T-Copter. T-Copters are very good on this map. I've seen people build like 2 T-Copters on this map. It's actually kind of insane. Some kind of wacky elected 2 level hijinks with that. But notice that I said the most 2 common openers are artillery and T-Copter. Can you guess what the third might be? Recons. Recons are quite good. You know why? Because you know what counters T-Copters and artillery openers? Recons. It takes opening up a recon can give it several days of harassment before a tank will show up. Because again, these are some of the most common openers on this map. So you kind of have your meta pick of like T-Top, like day 4 T-Copter into like artillery, and then you have like kind of the anti-meta pick, which is like a recon opener. Don't really see tank openers on this map. It's like one of the rare maps where I would tell you to never open tank. You're just kind of throwing, unless you really think your opponent's on like an anti-meta recon opener. But again, the meta on this map is to build day 4 T-Copter, and the reason why is because of how the capture phase usually works out. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make a few predictions in this game as the game goes on, and this is something you can do at home. You see, if you're like me and you want to learn from these wonderful individuals who have let me look at their game, I am going to, on certain turns where I feel it's appropriate, address the board state and say what I would do. what I might be build, if I would go in there, if I would take a certain shot. And then I will see what the good players do and kind of see where my headspace is to the good players. Now, I've flipped through this game a little bit, but I haven't looked at it too in depth. I am predicting probably very basic meta openers, probably day 4 T-Topter builds from both players, then maybe into like an artillery. That's just my prediction. The reason day 4 T-Topter is so good is your first infantry here will go and capture. On day 2, day 3, it finishes capture and he moves up here. Then immediately you can, on this infantry, load into the T-Topter as it's built and boost it here to capture this property. It just puts you very forward, and then also slingshot the T-Topter open forward. Now you might think, well, why do you need T-Topters? You have a black boat. Yes, there's 2 problems with the black boat. One, it's pretty much married to this base, especially before the artillery breaks open the pipe seam, and even a little bit after. It's kind of married down here. And another thing with the black boat, it can be kind of inconvenient to get this port captured. I've seen games where the black boat actually sinks because people just neglected to watch their fuel, and suddenly they couldn't get their black boat to the fort and it sinks. You want to make sure that you do get this port online sooner rather than later before you run the risk of your black boat sinking. Because the only other port's like way up here, and then it takes forever to get back in the action, and you don't want that, ladies and gentlemen. So, transports, very good. Jake picked on this map is actually interesting. I wonder if Adder was banned, and that's why we both went Jake. Or maybe that's just a meta pick I don't understand. You do build artillery on this map, so maybe they think artillery quite good. You can actually artillery over here pretty well, because you have this nice little black boat, which serves as a pretty good blocker. But other than that, I've actually seen this black boat get killed as well. A lot of copters. Transports are very good. But I think we have blabbered on long enough, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into this action, this wonderful game. Thank you again to Spritemare for sending me this. I hope I do it justice, buddy. Yep, so right away we go for the neutral base. This is very standard. There's nothing really to comment about here. I think even a 700 ELO player would make these moves. Go for the airport first. This is correct. Immediately a day 1 airport capture. This infantry, you might think what this infantry should do next. Do you want to capture the port or you want to capture the city? The answer is you want to capture the city. And the reason why is because this is a natural chain that puts your infantry more forward. So usually what people will do with the 2nd infantry is they'll come back here and capture the city. Then the 3rd infantry, which will be on day 4 again, can just go forward. So let's see if I'm correct in that assessment. Neverlocke as well, comes down and captures. So very basic opener by both players here. I don't think we're seeing anything too spicy. Yep, immediately goes for the city. And we're probably to see an infantry here and then a T-Topter by Spritemare on the following turn. That's my prediction. Let's see if I'm right on the money. That is the meta opener on this map. Neverlocke as well, immediately does the same exact thing, goes down here. Are we going to see anyone go for an anti-meta recon opener? Immediately black boat goes up to grab the airport. This is also extremely standard. And then the black boat next turn will go here to not only pick up this infantry, but the next built infantry. So you have to remember the black boat will come here and have to wait a day for it to move. So the Carnival cruise lines will be loading up, again, as Deegis would put it. Another thing that's kind of awkward on this map is this infantry can kind of be awkward to pick up. That's where a 2nd T-Topter sometimes comes in. I've seen people build a T-Topter just so the Carnival cruise lines doesn't have to come back to Airport Island. Oh, T-Topter, I wager this guy's gonna get in immediately. Oh, after we go down to Airport Island. Interesting. This is actually one deviation I'm kind of curious about. We've captured this city. Neverlocke actually did the thing I would do, which is capture the more forward city. So I'm kind of curious as to why this reasoning is. Maybe he thinks that it will come down here and get it more access to here. Maybe he wants to get down here a little bit quicker. Who knows? So that's a very curious thing. But yep, we do see the T-Topter. Immediate, beautiful. This is a very good, very common opener on this map. If you've never played this map before, you can probably copy this opener and beat anyone who doesn't know that opener. And then this infantry is going to come and capture here, and this infantry is going to load into the T-Topter and probably get boosted all the way to up here to probably grab the port or the comm tower early if they so choose. I didn't know about the comm towers too much. The comm towers are somewhat contestable. They're more so delayable than properly testable, I feel like. I feel like if you're pushing this far in, you probably have a significant advantage because both bases can get down here, where it's longer for you to get over here. So just food for thought. Yep, immediately moves in. So already, Neverlocke doing the exact same opener. Takes a little shot at the pipe seam. I kind of have grown to dislike the pipe whittle. For me personally, it kind of just gives away what you're doing. Like, yes, this is the obvious opener, and at a high level, you should probably predict where that infantry is here anyway, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. You see, just a bunch of infantry, nothing crazy here. Spritemare has 6K. I wonder if we're going to see a recon, or if we're just to save our money for an artillery. Again, artillery is very common. Day 6 artillery is a very common opener in this map. Specifically, Day 4 T-Topter into Day 6 artillery. So I wonder if we're going to do that, or if we're going to go for that anti-meta. Yep, loads in, comes right over here to get the port. That's very good. Interestingly, he doesn't go as far as he could go. He doesn't go here. I wonder if that's because maybe he is like thinking about maybe like a recon opener being a sort of counter pick, and maybe that's like a little further back. I'm very curious about some of these things. Because for me, I don't really see a reason why we don't put the T-Topter here and unload here. Again, unless he like thinks there could be a recon, so maybe he's playing safe. This is something I'm very curious about. If there's a particular reason we didn't go all the way. So we have the Carnival Cruise Lines. So the Carnival Cruise Lines, it kind of has to drop them around here somewhere. Usually you see them dropped here and here. The reason being is that you can immediately go into 2 captures immediately afterwards. Yep, we see that exact move done, so all right. So far, I think my brain, at least in terms of the capture phase, has been pretty in tune with both players. I don't think these players have really done all that much that's different than how I would have played. Yeah, see, Neverlocke, he goes all the way. He goes all the way up here, gets the option of either the port or the comm tower. I just don't see a reason why we don't. But again, these are players who better be. Maybe Spritemare knows something I don't. So Neverlocke goes up here and goes this. This is actually a reason I really like going for this city. This is you can go right here and immediately you have access to 3 different cities, here, here, and here, in this little sort of weird square formation. And this city here, it's nice to just get it online early, just so there's no like real harassment. And interesting, Neverlocke opens up a Day 5 recon. This is very interesting to see. So this is gonna be my first Sheikah stopping point. Which side do we think the recon is more likely to go? You can think about it yourself. I'm gonna give my 2 cents. Do we think the recon is more likely to go here or up? I think that the recon is more likely to go up. Reason why? This opener is very, very common, and the most common opener, again, is T-Topter into Day 6 artillery. So by building a Day 5 recon into the mix, Neverlocke's hoping to maybe get some sort of advantage over here with some recon harass before a tank from Spritemare can really cause any damage. So I predict, this is my Sheikah prediction, the recon will go north. We'll see if I'm right. Moves back, gets another unload, and gets a nice little refuel as well. And that's the thing about this move as well, is now this port capturing infantry is already ready to load in there. Yep, we see the exact same move. Just another variation. Instead of dropping here, you drop here. This is not a bad thing to do either. Maybe this indicates that Spritemare might go for this corner property first. Maybe he's going to be a little greedy Gus here. Go for a little greed. Another thing you could do if you want to be a real greedy person is use this black boat here to actually boost yourself here. This loses hard to a recon opener. However, it could mean you can get your hands on one of these contested cities very early. And, you know, if you think you can hold it, you can go ahead and try for it. And, oh, Spritemare going off meta. Okay, very interesting to see a tank. Very interesting. Again, most players build artillery here. It's a good turn for artillery because you already have an infantry to load up in here. And the artillery go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're Kindle, you can actually 2-shot this little spicy Kindle tech for you. But So interesting to see him go for a tank. Maybe he is anticipating the recon opener from Neverlocke. So now if the recon goes north, like I suggested, he could be running right into a trap. So that's very interesting. So already these players are doing things I'm not so familiar with. Going here is pretty interesting to see as well. It almost makes me wonder if we're going to see like we can either see a triple cap on the next turn, which would be pretty nice to see. But now I'm actually wondering, oh, but the black boat moved forward. So clearly he's not going for the Omega Greed. So you might see this infantry go down to get their hands on this property. So already I am very interested in what Spritemare is up to. I'm very excited. Spritemare, I'm pretty sure you'll watch this video. So please tell me how dumb I'm being. Nice little boosty capture. So I wonder if Neverlocke, is he going to stick to the meta and build an artillery, or is he going to build a tank himself, perhaps? Interesting. The Carnival Cruise Lines goes and rescues the infantry from Airport Island. Oh, but this means we're going to have an extra infantry. He also builds a tank. Oh, but I was correct. The stunt sense, the first stunt sense was correct. Sent the recon north. Okay, so this is something that me and the good players have the same mindset on. That's interesting to know. See, I'm worrying about, this is a good worrying thing for me. It gives me an opportunity to see where my brain is in like the 1,000 to 1,100 elo range versus the good players. So he also builds a tank, goes off meta. Now there is a contrast to this, right? The thing with the day 6 artillery is you're going to see all of the damage that's done to the pipe seam. Again, day 4 T-Topter and a day 6 artillery is very meta. So by going tank, your opponent's going to be able to see that, hey, the day 6 artillery on day 8 is not shooting the pipe seam. So that's kind of a giveaway that you might have a tank or have done some other opener. So there is a cost to this. So even though this is off meta, it's not fully a threat. So you remember, the artillery is built day 6, it gets in position day 7, and would shoot day 8. So if me as an opponent, if I don't see this pipe seam wiggle from an artillery shot on day 8, I would kind of like be able to sniff out a little tanky action. So that's very interesting. All right, second T-top again. I'm telling you, the T-Topter to save the infantry from Airport Island. I could easily see this T-Topter getting this guy and sending him down here. This means the black boat never has to go off his route, right? He can stay on his route, delivering infantry from the island. Maybe this is Spritemare's plan all along, to never break the pipe seam, never build an artillery, and instead just use the black boat to save them from base island, and use the T-Topter to save the Airport Island. That's so interesting. I'm very interested to see how this plays out. Infantry goes up here to get in range of this property. That's very correct. This property can be kind of contestable. Infantry goes there. That's very nice. You can get in range of this property immediately. Goes for this city. Yeah, and sends the infantry down here. So very interesting to see. A bit of a divergence from Neverlocke's opener, who went for the more immediate captures immediately. Spritemare instead taking a different capture route and setting this guy down and simply taking these cities with different infantry. So that's already a pretty interesting thing to see. It's not bad, though. It's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. And builds a recon of his own. Now, let's play the game again, shall we? Where do we think this recon will go? Do we think it will do the same thing? I am predicting no. I'm predicting this one's job is to follow the tank because he's going to want vision over there. I think this is very obvious because he built it from this base and not this base. Whereas this base, I think it's more in tune to go this way. Or just hitting more shots at the infantry. And yeah, what? There's already a backup at base island because the boat is now miles away from the shore. So Neverlocke's going to get all bunked up while Spritemare is going to have infinite infantry coming to reinforce the side. So already, I'm already liking the T-Topter opener, the second T-Topter by Spritemare. Not wasting the Black Boat Ferry's time, so to speak. Interesting. Both players right now are not building artillery, both of them. So what I would have done is I would have gone for the predictable safe opener, but these players, this is very interesting. It kind of is a mixture of an aggro opener, but also a defensive opener by having the tanks. It's so interesting to see how this goes. I'm thinking they don't want to let up on the pressure, because the thing is with the Day 6 artillery is it is inherently kind of a passive move, right? So I'm trying to think in the head of a better player. And for a better player, they might want to have these tanks so they can start the fights already rather than wait and get this base in line. So, and we already see a base step by Neverlocke because his black boat's over here. It's a sad save of black boat. And what the black boat, it's already at 25 fuel. Now, Spritemare can't keep this up forever. He does have to resupply his black boat at some point, either by taking it to an owned port or by building an APC. So I'm curious which one he'll do. Probably going to take it to a port. Interesting little boosty. I don't hate it at all. This is a pretty cute little boosty. Did himself right in the way of the contested properties. Take following up his captures to protect them from recon harass. And a battlecopter buy. I don't hate this battlecopter buy. You might not expect anti-air right now. You know, it's only day 8, and again, this airport are very forward. The airports on the map are chef's kiss. Most of the time, you're going to be fighting copter v copter and not so much anti-air v copter. So, already some pretty interesting stuff. And yeah, Spritemare is just dropping off more infantry. But you know, Spritemare, he's got to watch his fuel, you know. You know, he does have to make it back to the port, otherwise he risks losing his black boat forever. It's another boosty boo. 2 infantry, 3 infantry. So, we're back on Neverlocke's turn, and we're probably going to continue our brilliant capture phase. This is a very forward T-Copter play. You see, Spritemare, he's more reserved for this T-Copter. This is a very aggressive and forward T-Copter move. But, you know, the tank, it does cover everything. It has a perfect coverage, so any sort of harassment, at least from recons, is going to be smacked back down. So I already love to see that sort of stuff. And already we have the means of test over here, and the recon comes up here. I'm not sure I love this recon position. It feels very passive and kind of wimpy. Black boat, man, it's down to 17 fuel. Though it's a battlecopter, this is not a bad. Again, like I said, you're going to be fighting copter to copter a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see. Oh, and there's the artillery. So we have a day 8 artillery from Neverlocke. Neverlocke planning on opening up his base. So I'm going to make another stunt prediction here based on how these guys have been playing. Here's my second stunt prediction, okay? I predict that Spritemare is going to go a very long time. I'm going to predict, say, at least 5 or 6 more days before he even builds an artillery for this. And the reason why is just unlike Neverlocke, who had to waste his black boat's time rescuing the infantry from Airport Island, this T-Copter means this black boat can just keep going back and forth and have a stream of infantry. And infantry can get over here faster because of the black boat. So he might not even want to build vehicles from here. So for Spritemare, I am predicting right now, he is not going to break this artillery for a very long time. We'll see if I'm correct on that. Let's see if the low elo player can guess the high elo player's big brain strategy. Another recon, it's not a bad thing to have a recon. Recons are quite good. Capture our comm tower. See, yeah, the tank has a very centralized position right now on the entire front. It can covers all your objectives perfectly. Very good position, but it's far enough back that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where does tank move from? I think the only thing I would maybe consider is moving this tank to this tile through the back, right? Because if there's a recon here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will see you going back here. So here, if you go back a few tiles this way, it actually will do the same thing, but it will be out of range of a potential recon. So there could be a little sneaky boy, and you know, if Neverlocke did his move a little differently, there could have been. So maybe just a little thing there. Far be it for me to question a high level player, but That's something I maybe would have done a little bit differently. Anti-air, yeah. Not on. Oh, maybe this is the first stunt prediction that's completely wrong. Maybe this time I'm just hoping, and I'm thinking, and I'm wrong in assuming that Spritemare is just going to never break this pipe seam and just keep doing the black boat stuff. Maybe the logic is the black boat has to go and refuel eventually. Builds a mech. Okay. Very interesting. Am I delusional with my prediction? I might be completely stupid right now. We're gonna have to see. So, first off, Neverlocke. Finally, the black boat is back to base island after being away at the other islands for so long. Goes on the city to shoot the pipe seam. Nice little interrupt there. Actually goes in with 2 infantry. We don't have a lot of infantry over here. I think this is maybe a little reckless, actually. I feel like 1 infantry would have worked perfectly fine. The problem is, right, if like a tank rolls onto the city or even like a recon, we don't have an immediate counter, but it is fogged, so we could be bluffing we do. Builds a tank here. I'm not sure how much I liked this tank. I get it. It's similar to on a turn, but this is a turn that this is going to essentially be doing nothing. So I'm not sure how much I like this tank. I like the anti-air. I'm not sure how I feel about the tank. Goes onto the mountain. It gets to see quite a bit. Interesting. Not going on the city. Oh, look at that. I wonder if this would have the potential to kill, actually. Oh, let me take a look at the damage calculator real quick. It really depends on the chip of this 7 HP. So that's an interesting little thing. We could have potentially almost one-shot there, but now we have 2 1 HP infantries. But we have revealed our tank, so there's no surprise factor anymore. The recon can see us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it can't quite reach us, but the 1 HP infantry sees us. So we've revealed our tank to the enemy. Battlecopter comes down here, and what? It's just out of range. 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of range of Neverlocke's copter. Oh, maybe stunt is big brain after all. Spritemare does not move his artillery here to shoot the pipe seam. No. Instead, the T-copter is going to carry the load for the poor black boat who needs to go back and get fuel. It won't be as efficient, but it is very interesting. So we have kind of shown our hand over here. We said, hey, we have a tank over here. We have a copter over here. So right now, Spritemare is kind of 50-50 to himself pretty good. So I'm kind of interested to see how Neverlocke will respond to this, because Neverlocke is very strong down here. I'm predicting he's going to have to back off up here, and he'll probably charge in down here, because he has the copter to back up his tanks. He has 2 tanks down here, and there's a lot of juicy dudes. So we'll see if my stunt prediction for Neverlocke is right. I think he's going to go in down here and kind of match Spritemare's aggro here, but have to pull back from here. So he just basically lost a bunch of infantry, so that's not good. He's already down units because of all the base tips as well. So already, Spritemare has a huge advantage. Get another infantry, interrupt that infantry, capture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, can't quite reach. Reach on turn from behind. This T-copter can go like right here to boost this infantry maybe, or maybe he'll just send it back toward the base. This T-copter is kind of stranded in no man's land. Yeah, so this is a lot. So this is what I'm talking about, right? This is a lot of funds that are not in the fight for a while. And Spritemare, he's going to know this. He's going to see this pipe HP and go, okay, so 2 things attacked it. I know that that's a lot of stuff that's not in the fight at this time. So it's another battlecopter, not a bad thing to do. But now what Neverlocke, as soon as his black boat was back there, it has to go away to go replenish its fuel. Goes on the attack there. This is maybe a little ballsy. It's very aggressive, but maybe he thinks he can hold that more long term. me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't necessarily know if there's another copter behind this one. Do you have an anti-air coming? So honestly, if I were Spritemare, I would continue to go in here. I would feel like my push, but this is not a sufficient counterattack to me to stop my push. You know what I'm saying? Especially since we see where the mech is. So we see everything the mech covers and what the mech does not cover. This feels like a really good time to counterattack. And we see Spritemare shift his recon down as well. And kind of shift away from that front. He sees, okay, Neverlocke was weak here. They pulled back. I'm going to shift away. However, Neverlocke could get some free dudes if he's not careful. But fortunately, he can't see into this woods. That's the only thing that's really helping him right now. Helping Spritemare over here right now. So he just has a bunch of infantry. Just a massive wall. But despite having only infantry, he has way, way more infantry. I also feel like Spritemare in general has just used transports way more effectively than Neverlocke in this fight. Ooh, maybe this will be the artillery that goes and breaks the pipe seam. Maybe. We'll have to see. So pipe seam breaks through. Yeah, I would absolutely go in here. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I am shocked this lived. Man. Drops it down to 3. Oh, we used infantry to attack it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. So now Neverlocke's gonna do a good city strike here on this tank. But I don't know if he should. Because the thing is, he doesn't have a good counterattack, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that big brain genius. He actually had the anti-air cover it down here. I thought this forest was blocking it, but that shows how smooth brain I am. I think Spritemare might actually have a counterattack here despite Neverlocke doing the classic fog strategy of all in. So, I suppose it's time for me to make my next stunk prediction. Do I think Spritemare will continue the brawl here? He's seen 0 resistance up here. So my read on here as Spritemare would be that all of his stuff is here. And we see a lot of it. This 1 HP recon gives us a lot of intel. In fact, we can actually send it around to get even more intel. Do I think Spritemare will continue the fight? I think he'll absolutely continue the fight. That's my prediction. I don't think he's going to back off here. I think we're going to see like Black Boat repair this, and we're going to see a bunch of stuff. I think Spritemare is 100,000% winning the fight. Continuing the fight. And the reason why is he's got everything over here. He's already won all the contestants on this side. So all he has to do is play defense over there. Why waste his time? Hear that? Chip this infantry down. Oh, and he's going in. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Uses the copter and not the anti-air. Keeping the anti-air hidden in secret. Being safe. Very safe Spritemare. Can't say I hate it. Putting the artillery back here. Covered by the mech. No, I assume this Black Boat's going to probably go here. Continues his brawl. Now, we still have a while before Pyro's. Even this artillery, Spritemare, not interested. So I feel like we already have kind of seen the duality. Spritemare, despite the day 6 artillery meta, has completely just said, nah, I don't need it. I have this T-Copter. My Black Boat's to be combat soon. I don't need none of that shit. This pipe seam, not even a problem. So it's interesting to see, because he's playing in a way I never would have considered myself. Me, I would have been very predictable. I would have gone, okay, we're going to do day 4 recon into day 6 artillery. That's the opener. Spritemare, he goes against the grain. He's shown me. So already I've learned quite a lot from this game. This has been a very exciting match. And now I feel like Spritemare actually can't afford to fight here. He has to kind of retreat. I mean, not Spritemare, sorry. Neverlocke has to kind of retreat here. Take some dudes where he can, just chipping away some infantry. And maybe he gets a nice kill over there. But he goes in. I feel like we're outgunned here. We can't even take over this city. So we're just opening ourselves up to more fights. I feel like we're outgunned. I feel like we had to pull back here. I kind of feel like Neverlocke is kind of hard losing. But he is all in. We look at all these vehicles. We have more tanks coming. We have this artillery coming up here. We have this anti-air coming. So maybe Neverlocke, he's more confident than I would be. I would take that massive beating down here and pull back, but not Neverlocke. We'll see if that ends up biting him later. I do love this move. This is a beautiful move. The only problem is now the black boat's 30 miles away from anything relevant, but yeah, you have the pipe seam open, so it's not even such a bad thing to do. Oof, that's really bad. Artillery gets that nice strike on that tank. That's dead to an infantry. That's super ultra mega dead. Using the infantry here. Boomba, attack that recon, kill that guy off. Kill that tank off. Doesn't kill. 3 HP recon gets the kill. Beautifully done. Oh, and we attacked the copter as well. So already, man, yeah, this is why I would have backed up. This is why I would have backed the truck up. I would not have been fighting here. And now, oh ho ho. Don't look now. Spritemare right to the city. But it's not all bad, right? Because Neverlocke is going to get the first superpower, which is pretty good, but I don't know, guys. I don't feel like this is like enough. Like against the copter spam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we do get to kill this copter. We did kill 2 copters. We kill this. Is it enough though? I don't know if it is. I don't know if having the first block rock's enough here. I love block rock. It's a fantastic power, but I don't know, guys. What's the T-copters just rolling on out? So, we see the power. Super power. The block rock. So, let's talk about the things this superpower can do. I think this is a very pivotal turn. The biggest problem for Neverlocke, he has no vision, like none at all. I almost feel like this 2 HP copter needs to be sent into the darkness to see everything, to see more stuff. Because if he can't kill 2 copters this turn, this momentum is going to kind of be wasted. That's like his golden glory here. But the problem is we have to fight very much overextending into the belly of the beast. And I don't know. I'm gonna say at this point I would consider resigning if I was Neverlocke. But these are better players. This stop needs to turn the game around. That's a dead thing. Yep. That's dead. That does not feel great. Not even planes boosted. Now we're gonna hit by a mech. Oh, good lord. Oh no, bro. We use anti-air to kill. Oh, we use the anti-air to kill that. We use the anti-air to kill that. But we have so much stuff to counterattack. Recon just goes in the woods. It's hiding. It's scared. I like this. Goes in the woods. Put the artillery behind it. I don't know. I feel like Spritemare is about to absolutely put this guy in the dirt. I feel like this power is to be insane. This artillery gets a nice revenge kill on the tank. This artillery gets to shoot that tank. This tank gets to come and do stuff. We have more. This thing's just dead. Whoopsie. Yet another block rock. He's gonna lose. Oh, that's a one shot. Mech gets a kill. Lanes boosted. Babushti. Repairs to 8. Shoots the anti-air. Gets the kill. I would. Is that guaranteed? Hang on. I gotta look at this copter roll. Is that guaranteed? It's pretty damn likely. I did not know a Jake anti-air on planes with 1 HP kills a 2 HP copter. Today we learned. That's another anti-air hit. Oh man, this counterattack is wicked. And that's a guaranteed flip. There's no stopping that. The counterattack by Spritemare is so brutal. We will get to attack, we will get to kill a tank. But admittedly, it's not as brutal as I thought it would be. I really thought it would be more. So maybe I am the fool in this scenario. I think maybe Stunt is the fool. I kind of thought that Spritemare would just kind of mop up all the schlop and it would just kind of be over, but I think I was wrong on this. I think Neverlocke actually still has plays despite being down. But the problem is this recon is gonna just eat free dudes. This city could fall, actually. Neverlocke has enough stuff here. He could threaten this city. Artillery gets a nice shot off. That's dead. Dead. Copter hit. Beautiful. Recon. Interrupting the other contested property. Kills another tank. Yeah, the problem is we're fighting into the belly of the beast, and Neverlocke has so much stuff now. So even though Spritemare, in my opinion, is in all accounts winning, Neverlocke's putting up a good fight. He's fighting the good fight, and he's actually staying in the game. Despite where I said a few turns, it felt kind of Jover. This game isn't over, ladies and gentlemen. It's only day 15. So at this point, I think it is my stun prediction that we have to stop brawling here. We take our winnings. We won some good fights, right? We maybe like kill this infantry, we torture this infantry, and we get the twat out of there and we regroup. Because ultimately, I don't think we continue to fight against this mass. But Sprite, he continues fighting. Torturing the infantry. We're just fighting. Spritemare does not retreat. He does not surrender. He knows not of surrender, only of brawl. It's actually almost impressive, to be honest with you, how impressive I did. Like, that's 2 times now where I would have made a tactical retreat to regroup, that Spritemare just continues to brawl. Now, will it come to bite him in the end of the replay? I guess we'll have to see. Smartly, though, brings the tank over here. Otherwise, this city would just fall. His infantry cannot fight a recon. Artillery gets in. Boomba. That's a dead anti-air. Copter hits a copter kill. Or anti-air's coming in. I'll have to see how this like battle of fates. Oh yeah, but we have the tank. That's never happened in a million clucking years. But we do have the battle copter though. The problem is, I feel like this this black boat needs to leave. I feel like this black boat is doing nothing. It needs to go back. It needs to bring more infantry. We are running low on infantry over here. We have 5 little pengus against the world right now. Neverlocke's running out of infantry over there, so I don't know how much he's pushing the north. I don't think he's going to get either of these cities. Here is my stunt prediction. Neverlocke will never flip either of these 2 cities. That's my prediction right now. He will never flip them. That's my 10,000 IQ stunt prediction. Let's see if I'm correct. Let's see if stunt knows as much as the stronger players does. Seeing a little bit of glitched out in the fog. We're seeing some vision bugs. Our copter engagement. Finish that off with the 3 HP. I will say Spritemare is just an expert of like units I would have pulled back to heal. He uses. Like, he is really good at brawling. I mean, that's why he's won a tournament and I haven't. But no, it actually is really impressive. He's pushing back like what I would have considered contestable, and doing so fantastically. The Spritemare, he's up 3k, and don't look now. He could get this city, and he's got an infantry point at that city. He's looking at that city like it's a juicy kebab. He is ready to munch into that. We kill that. Neverlocke has his block rod, but opts not to pop it. Chooses to save it for later. Save it for a midnight snack. I don't know if this will be a mistake or not, because I don't know. That's a pretty good artillery show right there. But we are overextended. We are overextended in the Spritemare right now. Gets a kill there. Captures, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think we're going to be able to stop this long term. Not with the black boat. Wait, never. Okay. Neverlocke, please move your black boat back. He wants to go home. He wants to go home. Please move the black boat back. Far be it for me to criticize a 1300 ELO player, but please move. He wants to go home. Okay. Yeah, and Spritemare gets the first block rock, and this is going to be free charge. Captures the Tom Tower. Which, like I said, are not very contested, but we are just charging. We are. This is nutty. I feel like we're kind of overextending into the Devil's Maw right now. But Spritemare don't care. Spritemare only lives for the brawl. Spritemare don't care. And now he's up a lot. Neverlocke, he has his counterattack. But I don't think it's enough. Ooh, will this be a stunt upset? If we join cap here, I don't know if this anti-air stops it. Kill that. Makes sense. Interrupt that. Also makes sense. That's exploding. Attack there. That's a dead tank. That's a dead tank. Join caps. The black boat! It's going to go home! The black boat wants to go home. Black boat go home, coming to a theater near you. T-Topter even gets some refueling. There's so many fuel icons in this match. Both players refusing to give up, just continuing their brawl. Despite how overextended we are, Spritemare, he never lets off the gas, I've noticed. He is not the type to let go. Oh no, the first stunt another stunt incorrect. Neverlocke out the city. He was able to get it despite having nothing left in the area. Spritemare chose the Topter. I don't know if he could have interrupted this. I mean, he could have used both things. It is. I just didn't want to risk his anti-air to a tank. And there's a Topter available. I was wrong. I was the big stupid. And Neverlocke did some counterplay in flipping that property, though. But the thing is, as well, Spritemare also has no infantry in this area. There's an infantry drought right now. A Neotank, beautiful. I was actually gonna say I would love to see a Neotank be built on this much money, but Spritemare, I guess that's one thing we think to like about, huh? He is a Neo enjoyer. He believes in the superior unit. But Neverlocke, he's fighting back. Get some kills. Don't look now, but Neverlocke might be back in the game. Maybe this overextension by Spritemare is coming back to bite him. Could we see an upset? Could Neverlocke defeat Spritemare? That would actually be very interesting to see. So, I think we're late enough into the replay. I am going to predict who I think will win this match, right? This is a global league game, so there's no day limits, all right? So we don't have to worry about a day 30 capture race or anything funky like that. Based on the board state and what I see, I think, based on what I can see here, I still think this is Spritemare's game to win. I feel like he's just been too aggressive. He has nothing to fight this anti-air. This is looking bad. But I still think that he's gonna pull an upset somehow. That's my stunt prediction. Live stunt prediction. Traps the tank, love it. Don't think it will hold though. Not so sure that will hold, but we'll have to see. Gets a kill, but you know, the thing is, there's nothing over here. All that's left is the black boats. They don't see schlick. Neverlocke, that's the biggest reason I think that this is still Spritemare game to win. Neverlocke has nothing left over here. All these days of the black boat being over here on its tropical vacation means that it's not been home ferrying infantry. There's no infantry left. This T-Topter might crash. I feel like Spritemare needs to hit some more infantry. These properties are all hung. Again, we're just going in. Continues the brawl. And now, could Neverlocke flip this property? I think he can. I don't think there's anything Spritemare can do to stop that. He would have to, oh, maybe recon on recon violence can do it. But man, all these anti-air and Topters, it just beats all this. Black boat's back home, but there's only one little Pengu to load in, and that's not to do anything. Recon on recon violence. D just disapproves. Just the chills where we can. I'm very curious if Spritemare can pull this one back. He's fighting in despite having a much inferior force. But it might be enough because, you know, he still has more infantry. That's the thing, right? Despite the fact that, like, in terms of, like, in vehicles, he is severely outgunned. And I mean severely, right? But Neverlocke, he has, like, no penguins. He has, like, a penguin here, all these penguins back here, and then, like, one penguin here. He has, like, single-digit levels of Pengu. Spritemare correctly builds some more infantry. We're picking them off, though, one by one, doing the damage where we can. More recon on recon violence. But I'm very curious if this will end up being like a scorched earth scenario. Oh, are we pushing to HQ with all the battlecopters? This feels crazy. But I actually think that maybe we're overextended a bit. We're very close to block rod. We're ready to rock. Kill T-Copter. Kill Tank. Not gonna rock. There's the rock. Curious why we killed that with a copter, but maybe that's the only thing the copter could do. Honestly, probably a pretty bad block rock. I don't feel like we got a lot of good engagements out of that block rock. I don't know how Spritemare. I don't know how I feel about that block rock. I feel like that block rock might have been a blunder. I feel like there was very little reason to pop it there. Or Cowabungaing. Dead copter. Dead copter. Hits the Neo tank. Oh god! This is looking horrifying. But I think there's enough counterattacking here that we can wipe out a lot of this stuff. We have artillery. Both sides are just heavily overspending. But it kind of doesn't matter. We're just continuing the brawl. Spritemare has proven this entire game that he knows how to brawl. Tap that infantry. Well, we could be sneaking a little property here. Could be doing a little sneaker action. Dies. Just 1 HP penguin goes to its death. Boomba. Well, maybe see a little front shift over there to defend? It's an interesting idea. Maybe he thinks, like, okay, I can't attack this ball of schlop. I still think this is Spritemare's game to win. I'm not sure how he's going to do it yet. I know we can put the T-Copter here or capture here, but that's because I got perfect vision. I don't know if Spritemare will do such a bold move like that. Interesting, he does not. He instead retreats out of there. Oh, and the T-Copter's on C, so it can't even unload the infantry. Oh, that feels like a mistake to me. That feels like a mistake. Even attacking the black boat, just why not? Despite all that, though, despite everything, we still have a pretty substantial lead. Penguins are finally amassing up north. Neverlocke does a front ship, but I don't think it's gonna be enough, ladies and gentlemen. I still think this is Spritemare's game to win. Go up here, kill that stupid 1 HP Schlopterbopter. Goes in the island. This is risky. This is a risky play. The airport's right there. 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you put the T-Copter here, it might be just enough to swing yet another property. I mean, that's exactly what he's going for. Because now he's doing up this side, so we know a front shift is happening. He sees the infantry there, though. Copter overextends to it, and now this property is looking to be falling as well. But we have the good middle control. We have the middle pivot. Spritemare absolutely is going to go in here. This little stealth mission failed horribly. Rest in peace, stealth mission. Maybe the secret to being a good player is just to always aggro, because that's what these players have done the entire game. Maybe the secret is just I'm not aggressive enough. I'm not as... A lot of times this game, I'm like, I would have fallen back here. I would have fallen back there. I would have retreated. Not these players. These players, they're crazy like that. Oh, and now we flipping the port. This port's not contestable at all, but... you know, Spritemare says otherwise. And now everything's in the middle pivot. $100,000 more unit value, but maybe this block rock will turn it around. I don't know, man. We have to use a tank. We have to use a Neo tank to interrupt that. That feels terrible to do. We're gonna block rock. We see the resignation. It's not a terrible resign here. We are down a lot. We're gonna lose the port. We're practically gonna be down this, and we have to overextend down here with the Neo tank, no less, to interrupt that. So I think it's a very understandable resign. It is very interesting looking at, like, you know, a lot of these better players. I think I don't know when to resign, right? Because like there were a few turns I'm like, man, this looks really bad. I would. What was it, like turn like 12 or something? I was like, man, this looks really bad. I would consider resigning here. But these players play on. Neverlocke put up a damn good fight. I think his opener was a bit worse just because of the black boat stuff. I think sending the black boat to relieve the infantry from Airport Island was a mistake. I really liked how Spritemare played. Beat the map without ever opening the pipes in. That was one stunt prediction I got completely right. So, I want to say thank you again to Spritemare for letting me look at this game. Not because it was good content, but because it really gave me kind of an insight into how better players behave and how they operate. Because it's interesting to take a step back from my games and my low elo schlop and see people who like really genuinely know what they're talking about and seeing how like the pros do it. So I'm very curious if you think a lot of my predictions were right, or if you think a lot of my predictions were complete doo-doo dog water and I am a big stinky poo-poo fart head. Either way, though, thank you everybody for watching this episode of analyzing the success of these wonderful players. Who thank you again for letting me look at your game. Remember, if you want to submit your own games, description's right down there on Spritemare's channel. Well, all the stuff's there. You know what to do. You have a functioning frontal lobe. And until next time, I'll see everyone in the next video, where hopefully we can analyze some more success. See y'all later. Bye-bye!